While the internet is still debating and fighting over Sydney Sweeney's new marketing campaign with American Eagle, I learned of another marketing campaign that didn't catch my eye until right now. Ironically, all while the Sydney Sweeney stuff is still ongoing. And just as a side note to the whole Sydney Sweeney stuff right now, it seems more and more like if you go into the comment sections of those videos, everyone across the board is in agreement that they don't really like it. But specifically, there's a bunch on the left who hate it, saying, she's taking us back years. Can we all just boycott American Eagle now? And then I saw one comment that said, ugh, I hate the conservative marketing era. So because there were also a lot of conservatives that loved it, they've somehow pegged that as the conservative marketing, which I will get back to why that's important in a moment. And that comment was noteworthy to me because some hate this because they are calling it conservative marketing, while many conservatives don't love it because they are selling to teens. So it's interesting how it's all sort of developing. Now back to the other campaign. It's more explicit, but similar in its sale of sensuality and cleavage. Very similar, frankly.
All right, let's head out.
The key difference, though, is that in this campaign, it's not the girl next door in all-American denim. It's a 24-year-old top-earning OF star modeling for the makeup brand Urban Decay. Here is what they posted mere days before the Sydney Sweeney stuff dropped. Also, for the sake of poor Lauren, who will be editing this video, feel free to throw up some pixels. We don't all need to see all that hanging out, okay? Urban, though, did not pixelate any of this. They're talking about, uncensoring things. I'm talking about the fact that we should cover up some more things. So go ahead, Lauren. Save our eyes.
Breaking news! We interrupt your scrolls with an urgent message. We are in a blandemic. Wasn't makeup made to perform on stage, on camera, and yes, on mattresses? Censorship is out of control. Coming for my content? What really needs to be canceled? Boring makeup.
And OF.
I'm not afraid to go all the way. But it seems like the world is. No glitter, no individuality, no expression. It's giving basic. Not bop.
She just said it's giving basic, not bop. Bop literally means it's like slang for being a prostitute.
It's time to end this plague of dry because I'm not turned on and neither are you. Let's blur the bland, bleep the boring, and bring uncensored makeup back to center stage.
Under this post on Instagram, it was so many women celebrating this because this girl is a sex worker. Yay for brands embracing adult stars. Now I will make sure every photo shoot I do uses your brand. As a marketer, this is revolutionary. Good job, Urban Decay. From Sephora. Okay, Urban Decay, we see you. Yeah, okay, Sephora, we see you. You're overpriced. And you have no high quality products. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a big deal that she's collaborating with them. People in this industry usually get kind of blacklisted, so this is actually cool. With nearly 20,000 likes, so many people were celebrating the fact that this woman was included into this marketing campaign. A prominent OF star being featured as the key model in a campaign about makeup.
I feel like she should be blacklisted. There should be ramifications for these actions.
They used to be blacklisted, correct? Because there were ramifications and because OF was not normalized in culture or prostitution or whatever, you were not featured as the front and center of these campaigns.
Because it was bad.
Yes, but it still is bad. We shouldn't be normalizing this in our culture, but we should be normalizing eating healthy. And that is why I love talking about balance of nature. Because did you know that over 90% of Americans don't even meet their recommended fiber intake every day? That is where balance of nature can come in. Their fruit supplement is packed with mango, pineapple, wild blueberries, banana, and more. And it tastes amazing mixed into your morning oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, literally anything that's sweet. It just tastes so good. And then you also have the veggie supplements that have powerhouse ingredients like kale, spinach, broccoli, even shiitake mushrooms, which ends up making a great little add-on to salads, soups, and savory dishes. They also have the fiber and spice blend, and that combines 12 spices with 4 whole fibers. It adds incredible flavor to drinks and gives you that fiber boost that apparently 90% of us are missing. I love taking my balance of nature and ensuring that I'm getting those necessary nutrients, especially when my diet is a little all over the place, it's not as consistent. At least I'm consistent with my balance of nature. So if you guys want to give Balance of Nature a try for yourselves, you can go to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Conrad for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer, plus you get a free bottle of fiber and spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Conrad today. Now on their TikTok though, they posted the same type of content. There was multiple videos, again, like the Sydney Sweeney stuff, which again, I just want to clarify. Some of the Sydney Sweeney content was not that controversial, was not that crazy. She was fully clothed. It was less spicy. And then some of them got more and more spicy. Okay, so there's a lot of content out here that people are referring to. So there's not just one video, there's multiple. On another one of their posts on Instagram with Urban Decay and this girl, he said, keeping it raw, real, and unapologetic, as always. And one of the top comments is, we made the right person famous. Love this girl so much. Such an authentic gem. We're making the right girl famous? Really? Thankfully, though, over on TikTok, the sentiment was a bit more split. One of the top commenters said, "Why are we promoting P-stars when y'all dang well know minor girls are the main target for these ads? I like Ari, but come on, y'all." There's a certain demographic that is shopping at a store like Sephora or specifically for products like Urban Decay. The same thing I said about American Eagle reigns true for this as well. This is even a higher comment. Why is this being normalized? Great question, Everett. Great question. Honestly, this is such a huge deal for sex workers. Massive pool Ari, major freaking deal. People are so stoked that she got a brand deal like this. Another person, though, said doomed society. Never buying Urban Decay again. No, this should not be normalized. Wow. Reminder that sex work is not a feminist movement, and it's actually incredibly sad to see a huge brand promote it. Wow, interesting. Unfortunately, I can't contribute to attempts to normalize this lifestyle. I'm out Urban Decay. Love Ari as a person, though, because she's also like an influencer. Someone else said this is epic for feminism. I don't know if that was sarcasm or not. But again, as I love to say, the feminists wanted this, they got this, and now they're mad.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So there are two kind of angles here to unpack that stood out in very stark contrast given the Sydney Sweeney marketing that we were just talking about. There are many people in the comment sections right now celebrating the sex worker star, flaunting her chest. They're praising that brand for being inclusive to women employed in that industry. As for the celebration with Sydney's content and what I saw often from people on the right, they were celebrating the fact that, hot girl beauty marketing is back and that's a good thing and yay. But when applying that same logic to this situation, this is an objectively attractive girl also using sex appeal to sell a product. The key difference here is that she literally sells sex and Sydney is just selling lust or the idea of sex, not the real thing. I totally understand the desire to want to normalize beauty again. But there is a way to do that that doesn't happen to look eerily similar to other forms of woke brands who are actively using their spin on this hot girl beauty to market and normalize sex work to all. It stood out to me so apparent because I know Urban Decay as being a woke brand. I know them a couple years ago to have done the things with the guys and the nail polish, what we were just saying, like, finally that's gone. But now is it that gone or it's a different type of woke repackaged, which I would argue it is. Now they're like, well, we're not doing the men and nail polish right now, so we're going to promote this worker. I mean, right after this girl was posting collabs with Urban Decay, she was posting things like this on her Instagram.
Talk about the worst parts of being a mattress actress. A bop, if you will. I see a lot of girls saying, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna drop out of college and become a bop. Let's think about that for a second. Not everybody has a family who supports this type of work. I know lots of girls who have been disowned. Luckily for me, my family's supportive, but it is not that way for everyone.
So she's cool and relatable because she's telling girls, it's not always gonna be easy. Maybe not all of you should come and be like me. It's super fun and great and look at me and I'm rich and having so much fun, but also make sure you're really considering this like, gee, thanks. I'm glad, frankly, she's being honest, but it's packaged with a bunch of other content of her loving her life and living extravagantly and all those things. And the reason I pulled this particular video, because I thought maybe she's saying something profound. She didn't. But the top comment under it was, you're actually a good role model for young girls. Don't get it twisted, folks. No, she's not. And let's call her work what it is. It's pornography and prostitution. Not a bop or a mattress actress trying to, make light of what the work that she does actually is, which they love to say on social media to kind of make it all cutesy, when really it's not that at all. By the way, her real name is Ariel. She went to university, she studied cosmetology, and yet she chose this path. And while it breaks my heart for her, even though she doesn't realize it now, clearly, no, it should not be celebrated or normalized, nor should she be seen and accepted as a good role model for young women.
I found this article recently that said that there's a shocking percentage of young girls in high school who are considering going the OnlyFans route and not going to college and not pursuing a career because they see it glamorized online.
I'm not surprised. That's the problem. I'm not surprised. She's an influencer. She has 2+ million Instagram followers. So on Instagram, because Instagram does not promote the pornography element, she's just posting this lavish lifestyle and having so much fun and making these cutesy little well, if you want to do what I do, make sure you've thought it through and blah, blah. But if you go on her other social medias, it's very quickly dark and disturbed and depraved. But no one sees that on these friendly TikTok and Instagram. We're not seeing that. Thank God. But also, it almost is like it doesn't exist. Like they can turn off that part of their lives, the darkness, and just post the light, fun stuff on social media. I don't support any of it. For those on the left mad about Sydney, are you also mad about Ariel? Those uncomfortable with Ariel, are you frustrated by Sydney's? For the sake of Sydney's content, yes, it's great that she's not some non-binary they, them, but that woke battle is just one of many that we are facing as a culture. Things like OnlyFans and sex work and promiscuity are still other major problems. This girl is saying sexual innuendos out loud. Sydney was saying them without saying them, making them without, and so it's clever marketing. It's different styles of marketing. This girl's just like, yep, it's and tits, and she was talking about her private parts and other videos. It was the same visual, but what was said was different. But again, is that what matters? Is that the little, well, this is okay, but this, where do we draw that line? It is a slippery slope, as we're seeing between these two marketing campaigns. I can't be condoning American Eagle's campaign on Monday, and by Friday, I'm criticizing Urban Decay's for theirs. When on looks alone, they look at times very similar. I would be being a hypocrite to celebrate the one while condemning the other. It's all cut from that same cloth. And to be vocal against the culture that is so set on normalizing and encouraging promiscuity in OnlyFans, the repudiation of it has to be clear. So call me old-fashioned, call me a conservative or a Christian, all those things I am, and I don't care. Women can represent grace and fashion and elegance and beauty. There is a way to sell the idea of a great pair of jeans without selling lust. There is a way to market the beautiful Sydney Sweeney without blatantly selling sex or just her body. There is a way to sell Urban Decay makeup without selling prostitution. We as a culture are in control of what is normalized, and we can and should stop this from becoming the new normal. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. For other content, you can also follow me on Instagram and X, as well as our brand new comment section Instagram. I'll see you guys in the next episode.